Hey there, angry faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Psychos and Sociopaths, we were gonna do a couple of more gangsters, but this I came over this, and this is just man, and this is inspiring. Pedro Rodrigues Filho. He's a Brazilian serial killer. Let me get this up again.
Pedrinho Matador.
He's also known as Pedro de Matador. Pedro Matador. He's actually considered as the Brazilian Dexter and South America Punisher, but it was actually initially planned a 2000 release of a book, but Jeff Lindsay, who made the Dexter novel series, followed Rodrigues as what he did, because he's basically a serial killer vandalism, basically like Punisher or Dexter, but he only killed criminals, which was interesting, between the ages of 14 and 19. For 5 years, he basically what happened is a gang was responsible for killing his pregnant girlfriend. Jeez, he was 14. He had a girlfriend that was already pregnant. Jeez. But he claimed he killed over 100 drug dealers, rapists, and murderers. He was serving for 34 years before his prison release in 2007. When did he get? Sorry, folks. He was in prison in 1973 to 2007. So he served his term, but he is also there for 9 years. He only served 8 for good behavior from 2011 to 2018. So he's free now. Let's get into it. Rodrigues was born on a farm in Sandria do Soco. Dang it. Told Johnny I was not going to have that much of a problem, but I ended up having a problem.
Santa Rita do Sapuasai.
Santeria do Sarai, south of Mandragoras. His skull has been bruised as a result of his father kicking his pregnant mother's belly during a fight. He claimed he felt the urge to kill for the first time at age 13. When he was in a fight with his older cousin, he pushed the younger man in a sugarcane press, almost killing him, and had considered leaving him to die before electing to save him. His killing spree at the age of 14, Rodrigues shot the deputy mayor of Santa Rita Sopocia in front of City Hall for having fired his father, a school guard, over accusing him of stealing food from the school children, preventing him from gaining new employment before shooting the security guard from whence he suspected was the actual thief, using his grandfather's shotgun for both. On the run, Rodrigues took refuge in Morga de Cruz, Greater Santa Pablo, where he began robbing drug dens and killing drug traffickers, making him a celebrity in the news media as the vigilante Pedro uh, Matador, Little PD Killer in English. Rodrigues soon met Maria Apica Apolia, nickname Balthina. Is that boat in ha?
Botinha.
Yeah, Botina. And they began living together. Rodrigues took on the duties of the deceased in a local street gang and was soon forced to eliminate some rivals, killing 3 ex-cronies. Butihina became pregnant with his child, but was murdered shortly thereafter by by a rival gang leader. Still underage, Rodrigues escaped, going on a revenge killing spree by tracking down and butchering every member of that rival gang. Jeez, that's Punderesque. First prison sentence and release at the age of 19. Rodrigues was arrested for the first time on the May 24th, 1973, and lived in prison most of his adult years. Police recorded showing that he would once transported in a vehicle with other prisoners, both handcuffed. During the transport, Rodrigues killed. Wow. Rodrigues killed the other inmates without police notice. When they opened the car door and saw that the other prisoners was dead, Rodrigues says he did it because the man was a rapist. Although his sentence was 126 years of imprisonment, he was released in 2003 because Brazilian law at the time revised to 40 years in 2019 prohibited anyone from spending more than 30 years behind bars before serving an additional 4 years for a further 47 murders of convicted rapists, murderers, and child molesters committed in prison. Jesus. Yeah, I heard about this. It's weird in Brazil. It's only in like Brazil and the South America countries because of from what someone told me. I think it was Dan Cummings. He said it on one of his podcasts. But you can only serve like if you get. I was like, there was one criminal that he did. He was talking about it, and in some South American countries, namely Brazil, even if you did like, there's one guy in Brazil that lived in the mountains. He killed like 300 plus people by himself, and he's only allowed to be prosecuted by one crime, even though he killed like several others. Other countries' laws are weird. After staying in prison for 34 years, Rodrigues was released in April 24, 2007, and he was reported moved from Fortaleza to Castrita. On September 15, 2011, local media reported that Rodrigues has been arrested in his rural home, where he worked as a caretaker in
Balneario Camboriú.
Okay, I got that. Bernino Coribo. According to news reports, he was serving 8 years on charges such as riots and depriving of liberty committed while he was detained in San Paulo. Rodrigues was then released again on December 10th, 2018, having served 7 years of his 8-year sentence, released for good behavior. Apparently he had a YouTube career. Since his second release in prison in 2018, after announcing himself as retiring as a self-declared vigilante as a youth, and officially commenting not to commit any more crimes. Rodrigues is considered a Brazil celebrity and YouTuber, maintaining a YouTube channel called, oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. I'm kind of curious about this.
Pedrinho ex Matador.
Containing a modern crimes and campaigning against gang violence and educating the public that criminal acts are not something to be proud of. Well, that's about it. I'm curious now. That's it on this one, technically. So, but I'm curious. I am very curious to check out his YouTube channel. I wonder if it's still up. Okay. Yeah, it's still up and going. I'm gonna. Oh, I have to check that out. But no, he actually has 4,000 subscribers. He does shorts. Let's see here. I'm curious.
Ok, então tô te esperando.
Yeah, it's in Portuguese. I'm gonna have to check that out. But no, yeah, I'm gonna do this because in all reality, I understand where he's coming from. I'm not gonna fan away from what he did, but I've said it once, I'll say it again on this channel. Sometimes, I mean, especially you do horrible things, and it looks like he's becoming a fairly what do you call it? Reasonable person in society. Guess would be the phrase there. But it's different countries have different rules and how they go out and do their stuff. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying it's right. It's type deal, kind of an impasse, every person that's heard about child molesters and anything like that is like, oh, give them the gun. I go through justice first and find out if all this stuff is true, then do the bullet. It's just me. There's a lot of people that go out and they scream out they were molested when they weren't molested. It's one of those things. Do I condone child molestation? Yes. Do I condone rape? Yes. Do I hate those people for doing that? Yeah, the people that actually you find out that actually legitimately did that and they're pieces of shit, yes, they should be in a plot of land helping out the vegans, if you get my meaning. Is it wrong for me to say that? No, it's just my opinion. If you want to hate me for my opinion, go ahead, hate me for my opinion. But that's my opinion. It's like the whole Dexter series where they got justice when justice wasn't there because of formality and the court system. I mean, lots of people that are pretty much in good standings with the laws have the same. There's a video where A father found out this child molester was getting out because of contaminated uh, evidence. I did. He just got out of the uh, law because if you're a lot of lawyers hate juries only because they'll make mistakes and release somebody, and it happens. It's part of our judicial system, but it's there for a reason. But man, guy was getting moved to one place to another through an airport, and but this is prior. It was like 1980s. The father went in. I mean, you can look it up. You can find it. You can find father kills pedophile on YouTube, and you can see the whole thing. And he went out and was like, the whole scene is just describe it, see if you can see it, and if anything, I'll put it in the description. He was hanging up a phone, went in, pulled out a revolver, boom, killed the pedophile. Now, was that guy wrong? No. There was even an instance when I was in working corrections, not in corrections, I was working in corrections. That what had happened. And this is the guy's story, and I wish I could find or talk to him. I could probably talk to him again and get notes and everything. But he was originally arrested on ticket warrants, and he went into the jail, and sometimes jails make mistake by because the way that okay. Sorry if I'm rambling on this one. The way that jails are set up is if you're like a rapist or pedophile or they deem that you cannot survive in general population, GP, for people that are actually correctional officers that actually listen to me. They are affording protective custody. And protective custody is just they Randall in with the other pedophiles and sex offenders and people that will pretty much die in regular GP. When I was worked at the Allred unit, and I can say that now. I worked in the Allred unit. We basically had that protective custody. Basically, what happens is they're mostly homosexuals and pedophiles, and some of them rapists. But what this guy did was he basically was in jail for tickets, and he was put into gin pop to set off his tickets. And this pedophile came in, and most pedophiles, I don't know why they do this, but they boast what they did, which is sickening to me because any rational man, and yes, I'll say man, that hears this bullshit, they'll fucking kill you, beat the fuck out of you. I know one pedophile that's up in the Allred unit. He was beaten so bad that he's mentally challenged now. Yes, he is mentally challenged, and that's how bad he was beaten. His brain was swollen so much after the beating. And yes, that happens in prison. They do that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts for people that diddly kids, chomos, what they want to call maps. We're not giving chomos like proper language. They're chomos, pedophiles, pieces of shit. And anybody that's on my show as a host or anything like that will tell you the same fucking thing. We do not protect sex offenders. I don't give a shit. But this guy went to jail. I know, making like a short story long. This guy went to the jail. Pedophile kept on boasting about how he diddly kids. Guy killed him. He was at the All Red unit, and there's actually video footage of him online after the court case, after the All Red unit thing. Because he was at the All Red unit. From what, because it was on a different shift than, I'm not going to get into that. It was on a different shift than mine, luckily. A couple of people were sick. The guards were sick. The correctional officers were sick, and they fudged the count. Then throughout the night, the guy that murdered a pedophile in jail and is now sitting in prison for killing a man went in, and he was put in with another pedophile, and he killed the pedophile. So honestly, he was doing the Lord's work. The guy was criminally shown that he was a pedophile, and he got his just desserts, like the avenging angel from Alaska. That it was a Scandinavian that ended up killing pedophiles. They gave him a map, and they killed the people in the map. But anyways, and it took them until like lunch, breakfast. Breakfast was like it's like at 3:00. But did breakfast, ended up killing him, telling the officers, "Hey, I killed this guy." Da 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 da. And he was re-prosecuted for killing another person, which it happens. In prison, it happens a lot. But honestly, this Pedro Rodrigues fellow, I'm not really. I mean, we've all had that feeling of wanting to take down evil or people that shouldn't be in society, and he did it. He was prosecuted, and he served his time. He did what he did to become a better person who doesn't do that. Yes, we should still have a justice system, even though, like I said, my opinion, a lot of people get away with murder. I mean, look at fucking OJ. But anyways, everybody's Christmas one, very short, trying to just keep up with all the stuff. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Anybody that checks us out, I guess we can do reviews on Spotify. I really hadn't checked that out all too much. I haven't checked out a lot of things all too much, what I need to do today. But Christmas weekend, hopefully you'll hear from us, all three of us, on Nerd Sports this coming Tuesday. But everybody, thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, like Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's the thing too. And I'm not trying to be judgmental. That was another thing I wanted to do was, give a little bit of hope for this Christmas season. We need it. If there's someone out there that needs a little bit of a pick me up or a lift, give it to them. Even though this episode I'm talking about serial killers and murdering freaking drug dealers, everything. But if you made it this far in this episode, just go ahead and hit the like, whatever you do for popularity, I guess. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm David Dickerman. This is Psychos and Sociopaths. Good evening, everybody.